Hey guys, Dragonic Empire here, and we're here with a machining deck profile. I'm not sure what the boss is here. Do you want to reveal it to us here, Kieran?
We have the Brake Ride,
who's
not machining, funnily enough, after what you said. You lied to us all. It's not machining.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
There's the machining.
Machining Spark. Okay.
2 boss cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Start as you burn for this.
For the
Brake Ride. Basically, when you wide, nothing can stand. So.
None of your opponent's units, unless of course they re-ride, but that's still a neg on their part.
But what it does, it forces them to re-ride. So if you do it while they burn 3 damage, and they've got Brake Ride active, they can't Brake Ride. So they ride, but no Brake Ride.
Oh my god!
If they don't ride, they can't Tringe Ride, which means A,
they're losing cards.
They're losing 2 cards, and 2, you're not guarding anything. You're not guarding anything, so it's insane if that happens. Winning 4.
Yeah, if you can do this every turn, that is.
So if he was machining, he'd be very, very good. Yeah.
I can see why they didn't make him machining. Yeah, just for the extra synergy.
Done.
He's good enough as he is. To
Cry.
So this is what brings Megacolony back into the fold.
Yeah. Cry every time. Best card. So good. And for the West, I'll run for Hercules. 8 grade freeze. Getting the Brake Ride off as soon as you need it to is key.
Sure.
His effect is...
He also puts out a lot of pressure as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a really good card. Effect is Countess 2. I can stun a unit, and he gains 10k in crits.
Wow.
Yeah, there is that.
Also, he's got a bit of utility with his own soul blasting ability, right?
Yeah, because soul blast, because his effect is that they have to be rested. So soul blast 1, I can rest them all, and he gains 2k. Extra 2k does help for
cross rides. Just generally, I imagine if for some reason you've got 5 soul, and maybe you want to hit.
Okay, I will also point out that this guy goes to he's a university student and he's got paint on his hands. He's not bleeding or anything. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
It's paint.
Good
He's
combo.
just a walking easel.
Good combo this.
It's tattoos.
You Brake Ride this turn, and they're on 3 damage. So you can either attack with your new Vanguard,
This is really
give them 4 damage, so they can Brake Ride, or you can use this effect and Candace 2 and give it crits. Yes, you're stunning another unit,
Right.
but they're on 3 damage. If they take it, they're potentially crit for game. If they don't take it, they're stuck on 3 damage.
So you've really got that stun
So
potential.
that basically, if they do re-ride, they're on 3 damage, they can't even do anything. It's good versus, you know, Alfred from God Patterns.
Yeah.
This is a really bad matchup. If you do this, wide, and they're on 3 damage, and then you attack for crits, and they guard it, a whole turn, they've lost the whole
And
turn.
Alfred from God Paladins must suck. He's like all units back on top of the deck, all units go back out.
Jack has really good matchups, some really bad. It's quite funny how it works. That's both ways.
Okay, cool.
Great, 2...
12k attacker.
It's actually really funny against the non-blade club.
Oh god, yeah, I can imagine.
Because as soon as you bang out attacks, you do want to
4 trial case. It's not as good as most decks, mainly because
Vanguard machine.
Brake Ride is a machine.
Yeah, so that
But
sounds
it's-
pretty usually sitting without machining Vanguard.
It's still really good. I built this deck so most of my cards are machining to get most of the effects off.
I imagine a lot of the boosters work quite well with him anyway.
Yeah. But genuine night trial get beats at late game is good. Early
Pocket
game
beat
is
is
bad.
at most stages of the game pretty good.
Then I
Oh, this card, I like this card.
This is a great card.
great card.
It does require a special count
Yeah,
blast.
when it hits special count, that's machining, which is fine on this build. Still machining mostly, and stunning unit. Mainly for pressure. I mean, actually Countess 1 isn't that good in it with Hercules, so it's Countess 2.
Sure.
So, but it's not even that. It's just scaring them.
And it's an extra skill as well.
I mean, you know, spiders are scary.
But if you can hit this off and you can stun a front row column, they've missed the whole column.
That's a 10k
It's
value saving yourself.
Essentially, it's locking a card, you know, and they've lost. So it's a great card. It's
Saves damage early.
And yeah, I imagine early game that creates a lot of pressure as well to guard.
just right. It's just built on pressure and just store power.
You don't lose the rear though.
That's great too.
So this is effectively another 12k attacker.
Yeah.
But only requires you to
Only for
machining
one
and
turn,
salt.
though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Machining and Soul and his trial beater. One thing's better than the 12k, which is this guy.
but obviously the other guy's better in the late game.
Slightly better in terms of getting
Well,
that
one
one turn.
is works in Vanguard, it just helps sometimes.
Yeah, this works really early on as well because you just have to have any
But
machining and
that's it,
salt.
it's early game, better late game. Yeah. But generally I would run trial beaters because I do run stands, which I will
Yeah.
into later.
Sure.
But trial beaters are just quite nice, and you just beat them down. You stun their units, do this niggly 5, where you attack them, they've got to guard 5, and it's just really annoying. You
Yeah,
can't
and
do
if I've
Yeah,
got
lots of
tends
the-
to be
lots of
quite
those little
nice.
ones.
Not poking, it's just, that's it, it's just great. So,
That's cool.
12k
It's what bugs do.
7k grade one. So annoying.
Poke.
grade 1s.
That's another non-machining unit. The Puffy Guard.
Perfect guards.
Oh, only 3.
And one
And
really
one
bad.
Quintador.
Ah, okay.
You may be thinking, why when Quintet War is terrible in this format? Well,
It's machining.
It's cool.
one, it's machining and this isn't, which makes it more consistent.
Yeah, because you've only got so many. You've only got a few non-machining things that can go in the counterblast.
Mainly, in this deck there are, I think it's 7 non-machining cards,
So
which is okay, but if you damage them,
I
all my
imagine at least
counters-
once a game you're going to get one of those odd ones.
but say once a game, 1 damage.
You know, all your counterblast requires machining counterblast.
All of them,
Whereas
except
that
this
thing
card.
doesn't.
So you may think Counterblast 1 is heavy, but his cost can essentially be free.
Yeah.
Because you're using the Counterblast, you won't know otherwise.
Oh, wouldn't be able to use otherwise.
And to be fair, I like Quintet, it's nice.
They're
It's
nice to
okay.
save you every now and again. I would never run, well, me personally, I never run any more than 1.
No,
No,
I think
no.
this ratio is perfect, really. 3-1. 3-1
Free no card's fine as well.
I like the 3-1 ratio.
It's interesting, gives you some options too.
One of my favourite cards for pressure is for this guy.
Oh god, I hate that guy.
This thing is great.
You may be thinking, what, 4 6k boosters, you think it's terrible. But
Essentially,
pressure is amazing. It's,
the skill more makes up for it.
It's cool.
whenever he boosts a machining, which is anything in his deck, let's be honest, apart from
Sure.
the price.
I mean, you can even put these guys in front as well, and it makes a semi-decent column.
And it's, you get free stun, it's intense pressure basically, and it
They
may
have to guard it.
Yeah, it may not be good columns, but as I said, negative,
have to guard
but
it.
with -5, with the have to guard is annoying enough. Also, the grade 2s of 7 12k boosters.
Yeah, so it makes the 18k column and hits crossroads as well.
okay.
It's only issues with the break.
Yeah. One good combo is running him and him. If so best,
Is this in frame?
Let's zoom out a little bit there. There we go.
his second effect, Soviet's 1, rest all units and he gains 2k.
Is this behind the bank?
Yeah, you don't have to rest to gain a 2k. So that's 17. If you do it twice, which you do when you ride grade 1, grade 2, 21 if a hit stun. Use effect, count this 2, 31 with crit if a hit stun. Nice little tech, you could do. And also, getting him, if you can get this, say you don't miss a break card, getting this from the whole game, they have to go on every Vanguard attack. It's quite nice early game as well.
That's a lot of pressure with this stuff.
To go with 6k, I won 3 Black Soldier.
Only pressure, I suppose.
Also, it's 10k. Means decent columns,
Oh, okay.
which is the main reason.
Yeah, to make a 16 column, yeah.
Making this into good columns is it's one of your main goals.
That's really cool.
It's really good. And then 3 Locust. I love this card effects. When you caught it, when they're put 3 guards at rest, which is quite likely.
Yeah.
Even
Even if they've just tapped them. Just
even a
attack.
break ride, it rests them and stuns them. So
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if you break ride here,
You force a rest out.
you can always get this effect off.
I mean, it works in the other game when units just
Yeah,
attack anyway.
including him, 12S1, rest all units, then go him. But drop and draw is great, especially you need to get your break ride first.
So it's a drop and draw that essentially isn't one of those circumstantial ones,
Yeah.
it's consistent.
Basically, it's really consistent drop and draw. Helps you get into your break rides. If you can get multiple break rides off, it's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, it's annoying. It was cry every time.
It's great ones.
Great zeros.
Zeros.
So on to the triggers.
Or heal.
4
good
machining
start.
heal, so it makes sense. Why wouldn't you win?
Takes a bit of pressure off yourself.
Who runs heals nowadays? Or heal.
4
4
machining crits.
Yep.
Crits. Even though you do get a crit Vanguard in your bank, it's still always nice to get a crit.
Yeah, I mean, you can make up for the fact that sometimes you're not always going to have that crit, or sometimes you want to crit the game with that extra crit
And
there.
always, scare them, because if they see you've got no crits in deck, then they go, I can just take the Vanguard,
Or they might assume that, oh, he isn't drive checking, he...
Yeah, so it's nice. And for the other part, we probably get hateful.
Oh my god.
Love the text on this guy, the fact that you can play more than 4.
Multiple reasons why I won him. Reason 1, well, main reason, machining. The other I was running is, which would have been 4 crit, 4 draw,
Right.
which is, the extra 4 crits is nice.
I would argue essentially you don't need the draws because you're stunning and taking pressure.
Yeah, you're stunning, so you're guarding
The same way Link Joker
Yeah.
sort of prevents like losing guard that way.
Exactly.
But like, you've got a lot of pressure as well to make up for it, unlike Link Joker.
Yeah, but at the moment, I'm running 7 non-machining.
Right.
If all these were triggers, that's 8 more. That's double the amount of non-machining. I think the deck is good
Oh, I
enough
see.
with that amount of non-machining. At 8 more would make it so you can't canvas at the right times, which is, you know, annoying.
I mean, you've got so many 12k attackers, 11k attackers that this works great.
Well, exactly. The effect is, when you cord it, 4k base, if you've got machining and assault, which you probably will be,
It becomes 7.
7k.
Right? Okay, well that works as booster too.
Which means, great, 16k, have it before booster, and then get any of you, or after that when he dies down, because that's to end the turn.
Yeah, or you could just like set it up for it
That's what I
early
mean,
and have like a 16 there.
Or you can have that, yeah, 16, so it's fine. Also why I wouldn't stand over crits, obviously before, but as I said, stunning, the idea that you're stunning the vanguard, stunning the rear guard, so they're getting less attacks off, so they need the guard more. They're not drive checking, so they're losing cards. So essentially, getting all these stands, so you get to poke the opponent with all these negative 5s, you can drive them down to insane. They may run out 5k shields, so that we use 10k shields.
Lots and lots and lots of 5s.
I do
They're quite
find it
awkward
funny
to
that that
catch.
stand trigger allows you to play up to 16 of them, so you can play 8 like that.
Yeah, there's an Aqua Force one like that too.
Yeah. Does it get power like that?
It gets 3k with his machining and soul, yeah.
And it's just,
No, the Aquaforce one gets like 1k for each one.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, on the field.
It's a weird one.
finally, my starter, but the best one at the moment. There's no other good ones.
What about B?
B.
There's a machining B, isn't there?
Oh,
Is that-
yeah.
Machining
At
B.
least the beetle is quite good.
He's good, but he has no synergy to the deck. What he does,
Right, okay.
cut in a soul, choose one unit, stand it against 3k. It's
Oh,
good.
so that works better with Stag Beetle, basically.
Well, it's that. Well, in this deck, it's good against the mirror match, which is it's okay. But I would rather run him. It's not as good. But you caught behind Vanguard, 16 throughout the whole game. It's still quite nice, and his effect is quite decent sometimes.
Probably where the frame
That's
is.
fine.
It's alright.
You can't miss one. Put in a soul, stun a unit. It's a -1, but one can't miss one anything. So it's staying.
Oh right, yeah. So if you get those odd counterblasts.
Similar with Ladybug, you can either can't mess using one of these two. But also it's end the battle, so you can attack your Vanguard last, put them into Soul and stun a grade 2, and they've lost a cannon. So yes, you're -1, but they've lost a whole cannon. That's extra shield for years. It does.
Okay.
It's okay, it helps.
I think there's also the looming pressure of that hitting too. It's another one of those.
It's more, it's the whole deck's pressure. Say you broke right or whatever, it doesn't matter.
That field though.
The idea of the deck is pressure.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of pressure.
Every single card, if anything hits, there's pressure.
If anything
Which is
hits,
nice.
there's a stun going on.
So you can get to do 16 Vanguard. If it hits you stun,
I can
and
say
you
Link
attack
Joker
Vanguard.
can't do this reliably.
No.
You can use his effect to stun, or it can cast 2 and gains a crit, which is even more pressure, and you don't want to get crits. You can either get stands in, attack Vanguard, but got to guard it again.
Stop
It's-
getting stands. It's cool.
Well, you got 8 of them, so.
These stand scenarios, brutal.
It's basically you stun your opponent and you just be as aggressive as possible. You know, keep attacking them, you're stunning them. It's a giant loop basically.
That's cool.
He's a good finisher. Canvas 2, 10k crit is nice. Other effects are just 1 to gain 2ks. It's also, yeah. You may not think it's a bit random, but it does help sometimes across words.
That's pretty good.
Can't disagree with it at all. I think it's,
Even with, you know,
I can disagree with it. I don't want the breakout to go off.
what is that?
effects, Solgas 2, 21 is amazing. Main strategy of the deck, really. Get your break ride, getting him, just him on its own, it's okay. You need to rush though. You need to get
Getting the break run off will net you a hell of a lot more advantage.
But essentially, these guys are insanely broken. I honestly think these are the best break ride in the game. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know if I'd go there.
it's
It's definitely up there.
Bit of
good.
bias, but
probably the
it's
most-
definitely a good break ride.
It's the most undercosted.
I think it's consistent mainly because
It's very
decks such
consistent,
as.
yeah. But Alfred,
I mean, they're the break ride decks. But
If we did like a rating of like price, like value per skill, like how it works
Yeah.
with the deck synergy that wise, it probably
I
scores
say
very
this
highly
one's
on
the
that.
best, mainly because I think the top ones are, you know, such like.
what would the top ones be?
Well, Mordred.
Mordred's okay. There's a lot of them.
Dauntless-
that-
It's
I'd
mainly
say
Dauntless.
Dauntless pretty good.
It's mainly Dauntless or the Dragonic Overlord. But problem that kind of setup, you got to weigh Dragonic Overlord over Rebirth. This you don't need to. You can just buy Break Ride over Break Ride.
Yeah, that is
Get the
nice.
full advantage.
No, in all fairness, I'll say
And do it
Nightmare Still
again.
Bad and Dragger are pretty good.
Yeah, no, Mr. Bad and
two,
Dragon
yeah.
are pretty good. Yeah,
Nice,
there's
good.
there's a lot of good break rides out there, but this would rank highly amongst them.
I think it's just well, not only that. I
Apart
think
from the Alfred matchup, in which case it sucks.
I think it's just no one knows it exists. Basically, I've read, you know, deck
Really?
reports. No, yeah.
Okay, guys, it exists. It's here.
Tournament.
I thought this was the hate card in terms of
Nah,
Megacolony. People
well,
are like,
I've
why
seen-
is this thing here? It's
I've seen
broken.
people go to tournaments and they go, I saw this guy plays with Megacolony today, what the hell is he doing? And it's like, they don't know the damage this deck can do. Especially this. If they,
Because it always gets
if they
I mean, the name is in itself. It's rogue, isn't it? It's a rogue deck. There we go.
We'll say if you've got to make honey and say they call the grade 3s, you break ride, they can't stand.
Yeah, it's a
They've
good idea
used
to
all their
never
grade
underestimate
3s.
a deck.
If they can't ride a grade 3 over it, they've just lost so much advantage. It's nice.
I mean, you could say it's really good against Galendios for that reason. Rider reverse?
So I would have went to...
Well, essentially cards in the long run.
with Gendios, they've only got one card they want to ride, let's be honest.
Cradle.
If you ride this, if they ride, say, reverse die, you should over Gendios. They're playing minus thing even more, so it's nice.
They can ride Cradle, to be fair.
But this deck can be quite nice against Gendios because you can just call, you know, just keep riding and
There's a lot of stuff.
beating down like that. So.
Okay, I think that should probably wraps it up, really, doesn't it? Alright, so this was the Machining, Spark Hercules, and I suppose Cyclomatic deck profile. We got him over there. Joined by Kieran here. Leave us a like if you enjoyed the video, of course. Subscribe if you want to see more content. And from all of us here, we'll see you next time.
Good cat. Actually, where's the other one? Need Medica. Where you go? That'll do.
There we go.
Oh, there he is.